Just like there is an internet and a dark web, there is also a mainstream economy and a dark economy. However, when most people think of the dark economy, they think of drugs, crimes, and similar matters. So in this episode of Decoding the Streets, I want to show you what the dark economy is. Let's get started.
The dark economy has many names. It is also known as the underground economy, the black market, the shadow economy, etc. Just like the mainstream economy is composed of different sectors, the dark economy also has its own sectors. The three major ones are the informal economy, the unreported economy, and the illegal economy. The informal economy is the lightest of them all. It consists of economic activities that are under the radar. For an example, when I was the age of 16, I worked in a supermarket called Food Town. After getting off, I would hang out by the cashier and bag groceries. Sometimes customers would give me a tip for bagging their groceries. But since I wasn't on the company's clock, and since customers weren't legally obliged to tip me, these activities went unrecorded. This is the reason why the informal economy is also known as the unrecorded economy. It is because although these activities are economic, their informality removes the need for them to be recorded. The second sector is the unreported economy. Now, these are activities that are legal to perform, but must be reported. Not reporting them makes the activity illegal, and thus have them fall under the dark economy. Again, the major difference between the informal economy and the unreported economy is that the activities in the latter must be reported. If grandma gives you a $20 bill for cleaning the yard, this economic activity is just an informal transaction. But if a construction worker is hired and paid under the books, this activity is fraudulent because it ought to be reported. And that is what the unreported economy is. Perfectly legal activities that are unreported. Then there is the illegal economy. This is where many of the sinister elements of the dark economy happens. Here's a non-exhaustive list of some of the stuff that takes place in the illegal economy. Not everything in the illegal economy is necessarily sinister. A person selling therapeutics unapproved by the FDA would be part of the illegal economy. That therapeutic may work, it may not work, or it may even be harmful to your health. The risk is left entirely up to the customer. The government measures the size of the dark economy in two ways. The first method is by examining the total income a country reports against its total expenditure. The difference between the two gives you an estimate of the size of the dark economy. Another way the government measures the size of the dark economy is by tracking the demand for cash. The larger the demand, the bigger the dark economy. Overall, the size of the dark economy largely depends on the prosperity and freedom of a country. The more prosperous a country, the smaller the dark economy. Bad economic times cause a growth in the dark economy. Likewise, the freer a country is, the smaller the dark economy. Large state interventions and heavy taxes causes a growth in the dark economy. Now that you have an overview of what the dark economy is, let's take a look at some common misconceptions of it. After all, you are here to gain street insights. Most people have the false perception that the dark economy is the hub for illegal activities, but that is simply not true. Both the mainstream and the dark economy have their fair share of legal and illegal activities. Public companies buy back stocks to project a false sense of prosperity. Porn agencies pay men and women to have sex behind a camera. Raytheon build bombs that will burn millions to their death. All these are mainstream activities done openly but are sinister in their nature. Likewise, the black economy also possesses many constructive activities. We saw this through the informal economy. You buy a burrito from your favorite food truck but pay cash for it. You shovel your neighbor's snow for $50. You buy a remedy from a reputable shaman. All these are constructive activities, but because they are unrecorded, fall under the dark economy. So you see, the mainstream economy has plenty of darkness, and the dark economy contains plenty of light. It is like the yin and yang symbol, where the black is neither perfectly black and the white is not perfectly white. Each contain elements of the other. Another aspect people often fail to perceive is the fact that the dark economy and the so-called mainstream economy feed upon one another. What was once mainstream have now become entirely black market. Slavery is an example of such case. The dark mercantile activity of slavery did not take place in the dark economy, but through mainstream. Slaves were openly sold on Wall Street and on many other streets throughout the world. Likewise, many activities that were once entirely black market enterprises are now flashy mainstream professions. Chiropractic was illegal 50 years ago. If you wanted a spine adjustment, you would have to go to the black market for it. A more recent example, however, is Uber. Ride-sharing was once a black market activity done by illegal cabbies. If you did not have a taxi medallion, giving people a ride for money was dark and illegal. This was until an entrepreneur named Travis took this black market activity into mainstream. He became a billionaire for it. So what does this mean to you? It means, if you are a young man or woman with ambition, you should resist the tendency to crowd mainstream. Look at the dark economy instead. Taking an activity from the dark economy into the light will make you the next billionaire. Don't be afraid of the darkness. Creativity lies in the void.
That's it for this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more street information. And if you want to create your own economy or your own community, don't forget to download the Cityscape app and create a new world on our platform. That's it for this episode, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.